Welcome to our live training session here. We're going to be learning how to calibrate and tune a Honda K-Series engine using a Haltech Elite 2500. Let's jump into some details about the vehicle we're using for our calibration process. We're going to find this Honda Civic Si has been swapped with a K24 engine. The engine's been rebuilt with 12.5:1 compression pistons, aftermarket rods, upgraded valve train. We have OEM camshafts, 50-degree VTC gear, as well as a Type S oil pump. Now on the induction side of our engine, we're going to be working with Kinsler 64mm individual throttle bodies. On our exhaust side, we have a header back exhaust. And the fuel system, we have RDX 410cc injectors and an upgraded in-tank fuel pump. Now in addition to this, we have a fuel pressure sensor installed, we have a flex fuel sensor installed, as well as an AM X-Series wideband, all wired into our Elite. So we're going to be taking a look at how to calibrate all of this using an Alpha N tuning strategy. Without further wait, let's jump in so we can check out how to create our base map and get our engine to fire up and run. Welcome to our live training session with our K24 swapped Civic Si. Now we just went over all the details of the vehicle. Let's jump into our NSP software so we can begin creating our base calibration file and starting our tuning process. So I have the NSP software open on my laptop screen right here. We can see that. I am not live with the ECU, so ignition key is going to be powered off right now. So I am not in the online state where we're going to be streaming live data between our Haltech and the laptop. We're going to be creating our base file in the offline mode. You can do this at the luxury of your own home. You can be sitting on the couch at the kitchen table and being able to create your base map. Then you can take your laptop, go into the car and upload or import the calibration file at a different point in time. So that's kind of how I'm going to be going about building this base file for this tutorial. I am sitting in the vehicle and I could just power on the ignition key and communicate, but find it just easier to do this in the offline mode. Save the file and then we can go in and upload in another tutorial. All right. The focus of this tutorial is setting up all of our inputs and outputs for the vehicle. Now we have the luxury here of a plug and play application with our Haltech Elite. So I'm running Elite 2500 and I'm running the Haltech specific jumper harness that allows it to plug right into the OEM harness on my EP3 chassis here. So it goes and it simplifies setting up all of our inputs and outputs because most of that has been done from Haltech already, although I've added a couple additional inputs such as fuel pressure, wideband, and flex fuel sensor in order just to track what's going on with those various sensors and integrate them into our calibration process. So we're going to be learning how we can set those up in this tutorial. So let's jump in here and take a look at what we need to do first to create a base file. So whether you're going to be on a Honda K-Series application or let's say a Mazda Miata or a RX-7, doesn't really matter. We need to go and choose an appropriate base file to begin our process with. And that's going to really depend on what jumper harness you're running and obviously what vehicle. So what we're going to do here is use our file option up here at the top, and we're going to go in here to the open option. Now this is going to bring us into our directory. We can find this would be in the documents, Haltech, Nexus, Maps, and Data Logs. That's going to be where it takes you automatically. What we're looking for here is our base map folder, and then in here we have the vehicle make that we're dealing with. So in my case, it would be a Honda. So let's go here to Honda, and then we can find we have some different options. Now there's an EP3 and a DC5 option. EP3 is the chassis that I'm actually dealing with here, and the files and the harnesses are the same between these two, whether you're choosing DC5 or EP3. I'm going to choose EP3 just because that's what I have here. So let's go ahead and select that. And then we're going to move down here and I'm going to select a 2500 option. Now you have to use the file that's specific for the box that you're working with. So I have a 2500 box, so I need a 2500 specific file. If you have a Elite 1000 or a 1500 or 2000, you'd be choosing one of these other options here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my 2500 option as my basis to start my calibration file and building my base map from. So I'm going to go in here and click open, and that's going to prompt it to open up into our software. So now we can start to modify and edit everything here. Again, the focus of this tutorial is just going to be going in and setting up inputs and outputs. We're not going to go through and set up the tables. So there's 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional tables for a variety of different things. We're going to hold off until the next tutorial to do that and split the tutorials into 2 separate tutorials for our base map creation process so we can be as thorough as possible and talk about everything and setting and configuring all of our details up here. Okay. The very first thing we're going to do is start off under vehicle information, and I am using the layout template that's provided in the training course. So we can see we have our main page that's going to be tied to our navigation over here. So anything we open here, if I click on this, it can open in this window. But I have fixed static pages such as basics, fuel tuning, fuel correction, and on and on. Again, these are coming from our training course. You can open those up and have those more of a fixed relevance for looking at specific tables. Under the main menu here, it's nice to just pan through our navigation pane and then being able to bring up these details on the screen just to go through some of our background details and information here. Okay, so let's jump in here. Let's go up to vehicle information and let's start to take a look. So under vehicle information, it's flagged red because we do not have a vehicle name. I need to go and give this a name so it can save it to a folder for our project to differentiate it from other projects we might be working with. So in here, I'm going to call this EPA EP3 ITB K24. Definitely a lot of letters and acronyms going on there. So let's go ahead and save it as that. That'll be the project name that we're saving this to. Now the vehicle description here, I could go ahead and put all kinds of description names. In this case, I'll just say K24 swapped EP3 64. Let's go to the next line. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.